Hey, so if you are watching this now, it's no longer live. I had told Luann that I would show her some pictures of my Turner that my husband and I built, and I just thought it would be easier if I just did a live and did a video of it. And I can still do some pictures also, but sometimes things are kind of hard to see in pictures, so I thought I would just go ahead and do a live. So no cup making, just a little Turner demonstration here. So I'm going to turn this off me and onto my Turner. Okay, so this is my big behemoth 7-cup Turner. So it has two across from each other in 3 sections on the top, and then it also has one down here, and I use this one, as you can see, for decorating and stuff. The top, and y'all, I'm a messy crafter, so there is glitter all over the place in here right now. I've got to do a little cleaning up, but I haven't. Okay, so this is the rebuild of my original Turner, because the first time my husband and I watched a video, I think it was Dan, Heather's husband, Feather Bear, and he wasn't real specific, so we didn't exactly know what we were doing. So this is a remake of my original Turner because we figured out some issues, and those are the very things that I'm going to give you little hints on that will help you if you decide to build your own Turner. So we started off by building the braces for the sides. So we have a 2x4 down here on both sides that's 24 inches long, and then we have a 2x4 going upright from them that's 16 inches long. Now those dimensions may change for you based on, you know, the space you have or whatever, but that's something that we found worked very well, is those particular dimensions. And then we created these cross sections here, and this is what the arms for the Turner actually come out of, and this is a 1x6 board, and they are both 24 inches long. Now when we cut the holes for this, originally we cut them too big. My husband says that the outside of a 3/4 inch pipe is like 1. I don't even remember what he said, 1.05 inches or something insane like that. So the closest that we could find, and you can see there's still a little slack in there, is a 1 1/8 inch hole. So we drilled 1 1/8 inch holes in both of these 2 boards at the same time. Now here's what we found worked. So we cut the boards, we laid them on top of each other. I tried to hold them snugly, although I'm not a very strong person. I'm a weakling, and so I didn't do a great job of holding them real tight. But he would cut or drill the first hole, and as soon as it grabbed into the second board over here, they were laying back to back. As soon as it grabbed into the second board, he would stop, back out the drill, and then that hole is where it grabbed into the second board is where he would drill the other hole. And so we did that for all 3 sections. Also, if you'll notice, we have the center about 1 inch higher, and that's to make this gear a little higher, and it keeps it from jumping off quite as bad. Excuse me. Okay, so that was drilling the holes. Well, the first time we measured, and our holes were measured on the board exactly right. The problem was when we went to put these 2 braces right here on the frame, what we didn't realize, and I don't know if you can see it or not, my sweet husband did not cut this board straight. So we lined this side up, and then we lined this side up, and then the holes weren't even. So what we learned when we rebuilt this was we put one side up, we put this side up first, and then we took 3 of my arms and stuck them through each hole, and then put the other board up we made sure that the three, that they were lined up perpendicular to where the holes were lined up, even on both sides. And then we used a level to level the board all the way across before we screwed it in. And I would hold it, get it level, and then he would put screws in it and screw it into the frame here. You'll notice it's higher on this side. That's because this isn't level right here. This board isn't level. So to make sure that this is level, we used a level across the top of these boards. Okay, so that's the basic frame. Now, the actual turner part, let me see if I can get where you can see this. Because there's, I'm going to try to set this down in there. I don't know if this is going to work. Oh, okay, let me try this again. So we have 3 of these smaller bicycle gears, and they're not all 3 the same size. They come from the same bicycle, I'm pretty sure. We went to a bicycle shop and said, hey, do you have any old bike gears and chain? And the guy brought out a bucket full. And so I got 2 pieces of chain and a ton of gears, and paid $10 and a couple of couplings to hook the chain back together because they were apart. And in total, the chain and all the gears and the little coupling things, bike master keys or something, I don't know what they're called, they cost $10 total. Well, you will need these 3. I keep rotating my phone, I'm sorry. You'll need these 3 gears that are smaller, but they don't all have to be the same size. These are slightly different in size. And then I'm going to go down here and show you the big gear. And then you'll need one of the big gears for down here. Okay, so to put these little gears on, you're going to need 3/4 inch PVC couplings. You'll need 3 of them, 1 for each gear set. And there's a trick to this as well. If you heat that gear with like a acetylene torch, or whatever, make sure you're holding that gear with a pair of pliers. But if you heat that gear, it will literally just slide right on. So I measured and found the center of each one of these, and then my husband held them with pliers and heated them, slid them down, made sure that they were level, so they are all dead center of those 3 couplings. Then we used 3 inches of 3/4 inch PVC pipe to go into the ends of each coupling on both sides. So it's going into the end of the coupling, and then it comes out over here. You can't see it because this fitting's on top of it, but it sticks out over here, probably 1/4 of it or 1/2 an inch, somewhere along in there. And these are all glued. Each one of these are glued in. And then on the outside of that, you'll need one of these couplings. Now this is a 3/4 to 3/4 smooth to threaded PVC coupling with a male end. This end of it is going to be based on what your turner rods are. If your turner rods are 3/4, you want 3/4 to 3/4. But if your turner rods are 1/2 inch, then you want 3/4 to 1/2 inch. And they make both. So you can go either way with that. And the reason I have 3/4 to 3/4 is because, bless my husband's heart, everything was set up on 1/2 inch and he bought the wrong ones. So we wound up converting all of my rods because this was already glued on, and it was easier to just convert my rods than to change this out. Okay, now on the bottom, and I'm going to try to show you this the best I can. We took my original single turner. That's what this is. We took my original single turner and added the big gear to it down here. So in the center of that big gear is a piece of wood that my husband cut just to fit that. However, he since decided that it would have been easier to use one of those 3/4 inch couplings and then ran 3/4 inch pipe from both ends. So that's something that you might look at doing differently. It was, I think, 1 1/4 inch hole. I could be wrong about that. You would just have to measure your gear to see what size it is, really. Okay, and then of course the chain has to run through there. And I'm going to show you. So this is how smooth this thing turns. Like, it is unreal how smooth it is now that he got it straightened up, and quiet. It is so quiet. Okay, so I also measured my bike chain, and it is about 45 inches long. That was the best that I could measure. But here's a list of the pieces that we had of PVC to make the turner. This doesn't include arms. This is just the PVC to make the turner. And then of course your PVC for the arms would have to, you probably already have those. So we also added these shelves with just some little bookshelf brackets, and actually had to raise this shelf because I got a new big motor, and my new big motor was too high for this shelf. But this is how we built my 7-cup turner. And if you have any questions that I could help you with, I would be more than glad to help you out to the best of my ability. I am not mechanically minded, and my husband gets frustrated with me sometimes, and we were able to build this and not kill each other. So if we could do it, anybody could do it. So just let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, you guys. Bye.